Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Wednesday night. Time for a Facebook Live. It's been a while since I've introduced myself, so I'll do that tonight. I'm Jenny Harrell, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from the beautiful state of Colorado. So if you I forgot to turn the sound off on my computer, so I'm hearing my echo. Let me fix it. Let's see if I can do that. There we go, we got it. So it has been snowing all day here in Colorado. Even with the snow all day long, it's really only about 3 inches of snow, so it's tiny little snow out there tonight. So if you do not have a current demonstrator you work with, I would love for you to consider working with me. And if you do, then that's fine. I'd love for you to visit anyway and watch my videos. I think most demonstrators just enjoy sharing, and that's what we do. So tonight we're going to make an accordion pop-up card. And it's one of those cards that it has quite a few little steps, but once you get it down, it's not so bad. And depending on the design the stamps you use and the design you use, because you can change it around, of course. You don't have to do it just like mine. It doesn't take very long to make. And it's one of those cards that I think I have said before, it's a card to sit on your mantle or your dresser so you can enjoy looking at it. And I'll show you the card in just a minute, but I wanted to share what we were going to use tonight. The paper we're using is from this the mini catalog, or we call it the purple catalog. And if you have an order of 150 or more, then you're allowed to order host rewards. You have extra cash, free cash, or I call it monopoly money sometimes, and you get these things that are under host rewards. Now, it doesn't mean you have to have a party. It just means you have to have an order of 150 or more. But to get this big pack of paper, your order would have to be 180, and then you could get it for $18 of your free cash that you can spend. And it's called Flowers and More paper. It's you get a whole bunch of paper. You get 48 sheets of paper with all kinds of different designs. I've seen some really fun things. Oh, look at that. Well, that would be great with the lemon citrus cards stamp set, if you got that one. And I've seen this one with people used it with the tacos. I thought it kind of looks like tacos, doesn't it? So lots of different things that you can get with this pack of paper. And we're using these flowers tonight. I think I've used them once before, but we're going to use them again tonight. And the stamp set we're using is called Sending Smiles. And it's got I thought that these flowers kind of look like the flowers of the paper. Similar, what do you think? Close enough for me. And then you've got all these sentiments that you can use to make this card. Sending smiles, good luck, sunshine, hugs and kisses, birthdays, hello, comfort, and strength. So there's lots of sentiments that you can do. And this has matching dies. So we're going to do some die cutting tonight too. So I'm going to put this to the side. And I'll show you the card that we're going to make. This has a lot of measurements to it. I will post them in the comments. Hi, Kay. Thanks for joining us tonight. So you don't have to worry about the measurements. I will post them for you. So this is the card, and it's called an accordion card because it opens up like an accordion, and it can stand on your mantle or your dresser, and you can admire it. So here's my card. It says, sending sunshine to brighten your day, and then you write your message here. Or you could stamp your message. And I paired this paper is from the that butterfly pack of paper in the annual catalog. I don't remember. But it was just the colors. I was just looking for something that matched the colors. So I'm using purple, green, pink, Tahitian tide, all kinds of colors on this card because the paper has all those colors. So that's why I used it. And then I have a matching envelope to go with it. Hi, Marge. Thanks for joining us tonight. So I think this is a fun one to make. And I might say the measurements out loud. I might not, but don't worry. I will post them. So the first thing we're going to do is let's do our stamping and our die cutting. And then we'll be ready to put our card together. So let's see. I think we'll do our stamping on here. We need to do some a stem and some pink flowers. And we'll die cut those. I can tell this is a scrap piece here. I don't ever let my papers go to waste if I can help it. And I'm using polished pink for my flowers. Close this green up. Hi, Cherie. You're just a tiny bit late. You haven't missed anything, so don't worry. Well, do one little flower. I'm not going to clean these off because we're going to stamp some more, and then we'll clean them off. And somewhere on my table is one stamp that's missing, but luckily it's not one that's very important. It's here in the mess. So we'll die cut this. I think that one, we'll work it, yeah, get that one going, and the larger. It's even got the tape on it. And that one. That's our first die cut. Using the repositionable tape, I'll be able to pick it up and take it directly to the cut and emboss machine, and hopefully it won't move around. It's a little bit tricky. I think I've said this before. If you notice these little holes in the die, if you can see the green ink through that hole, you know you've got it lined up correctly. I think those holes are actually for you to help get it out of the die, you know, but it also helps you line it up. That's the first die cut. Now we need to do our sentiment is die cut, and we'll do it next. Oh, we didn't stamp the inside there, but we can do that. We'll put all those back in the envelope, keep them safe. So we're going to die cut the word sending. Show you how that will work in just a minute. So here is the word sending, and it has the background behind it. So we'll just die cut that out of Highland Heather, and then we're going to die cut the sending out of white. But these are so tiny, we're going to use the adhesive sheets. It'll make it so much easier to get that on our card base, or our sending base, the purple, whatever. So here's a piece of white. Yeah, that'll work. And here's some of the adhesive sheet. We'll put that on there. Then we'll die cut that. We can do both of these at the same time. Because this has the adhesive sheet on it, I'm going to run it through twice. Make sure it gets a good cut. There's our background. You know, I think I just put this on there backwards. Shouldn't I have run it through on that side? No, I don't know. I think I did it right. Sometimes I'm not real sure. It's been a long day here, apparently. I can't remember what I'm doing. We'll see. Yeah. You know, I think I did do it upside down. We could just fix that, though, can't we? We could have our words backwards. How's that? Yeah, I did cut that back upside down, so we'll cut another one that's correct. It won't take but a minute here. Guess I wasn't thinking very clearly. You guys should have said something. You should have said, don't do that. You're doing it wrong. Here's a piece of adhesive sheet. We can just start that over again. Okay, let's see where scrap is. That's big enough. Don't want to use that. This should work. Where's the... Make sure that's clean on both sides. Now we're going to do it this way so that when we peel the backing off, it will stick. Nothing like goofiness. Yeah, that'll work. That'll make a whole lot more sense to have the sticky on the back and not on the front. So we can throw that one away. Now we can put this on here. Now, the eye is still in there. I don't ever poke it out until the very end because it's so teeny tiny. I don't want to lose it. These small scripty words, they're beautiful, but they're a little bit tedious. But using the adhesive sheet makes them much easier. So you just gotta peel it up and get it started. You can use a metal, your take-a-pick tool or a piercing tool or a toothpick if you have a sharp toothpick. And we'll go ahead and start putting this on here a little at a time. I'm so glad I made a mistake. I shouldn't say that, but I get so aggravated when I see people that just make a card and never make a mistake. And then I wonder, how did they do that? Because I make mistakes all the time and I end up throwing stuff in the trash. So I want you to know I am a normal card maker. I have a feeling they all make mistakes too, but they don't show it on YouTube. We got that G to get off of there. Yeah, that looks pretty good, doesn't it? It's not backwards or anything. And now we're going to get the little dot from the eye. See, I told you it's so tiny. Here it is. Up as it went flying. It just won't quit flying around. We're going to have to come up with a new dot. So we'll come up with one in just a minute. There we go. And I'm going to put that on with a dot of glue. Oh, they did it 50 times practicing, like take one, take two. Well, guess what? I didn't do that. That's quite a bit of glue there. We're going to dab some of that off. Oh man, this little thing just wants to keep jumping around. We're going to make that be a bigger eye, a dot on our eye, and that works fine. So now we've done the hard part. Now all we've got to do is put our little card together. We're going to use that pretty Designer Series paper, let it do some of the work for us. and it'll be fun. So we'll put that there and let it sit for a minute. And then here's our card base. Now this inside piece is going to be the pretty wildflowers, wildflower garden. I don't know what we'll call that. I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal. Make sure I've got that on the right side. And kind of lined up pretty close. Then we have our accordion part, which is actually, we need to make sure it's going to go here, here, and here. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to how we are putting that together. So this will be our front, and we're going to layer some of the green on there. This is just the base of it. Put another piece of green on this side. Now, like I said, depending on what color group you go with, you just grab some of our paper and mix and match. I used to say that's what I didn't like, the matchy part of our paper, but actually that's the best part of our paper. Is it matches everything as long as it's in our color families. So even though this is the butterfly paper, it matches the flowers and more paper. And so that it makes your purchases go farther. Makes it a wise purchase when you buy color families. And this one we'll leave blank. Oops. See, I gotta pay attention here. There. And then we're gonna decorate these two sides with some more. I just pulled those colors from that paper. And I think, you know, if you're a scrapbooker, you know how hard it is. You go to the store and look for one piece of paper that'll match that scrapbook layout. You'll never. It's so hard. But if you use the Stampin' Up! Colors, you'll always have a color that matches. All right, now we've got some pieces here that we can stamp on. So we know our sending is going to go kind of at an angle there. So we can stamp some flowers. We'll get our pink out again. Oh, remind me, on those ones we die cut, I need to stamp the inside little yellow part. We'll do that right now. That way we won't forget. I hope. And here's this little center matches So where are the one we die cut here? And this one, put that one there. So we'll put those back because we're going to use those in a minute. Now we can add the word sending on here. I think we'll use the Tombow for that. Hold it down well. I didn't put in, well, I did put a little bling on here. So our next one is going to say sunshine to brighten your day. And we're going to stamp that with Starry Sky. I think this is a real springy looking card, isn't it? Since this paper has so many pretty colors, and this time we're going to use Tahitian Tide for our flower. So that means we've got to clean this flower off. This one we're not going to. Where's our little green? We'll go back to Granny Green and add our stem. We have to be careful. We're going to leave room for our flower. That looks pretty, doesn't it? And we'll do our flowers with Tahitian Tide. And this time we're going to use the half flower, kind of like a cone flower. And then the little one, if you'll look at this, you can see there's a little space where the stem goes, so you know you've kind of lined it up correctly. And then we'll put the insides. That is, isn't that what it's called, a cone flower? I'm not real sure. I might have made that up. And then our third piece is just where we're going to sign it, our signature, write a message. There's some little flowers. We'll just decorate that. Just so it won't be plain. And then I think we're about ready to put that together. So this is our front. So the sending goes on here. The green, it gives it a nice little border around the edge still. So I'm thinking you could do this with the gnomes. You could do it with a lot of different of our florals. Oh, I think the Sentimental Park would work pretty with that pretty label that goes here. I didn't put anything here. This is the perfect size for you to put a gift card. You could put two little corners there for a gift card to slip into, or you can add another stamped image if you want. And now we're ready to put our card together. I want to put all these out of the way so I don't get ink on my card. And sometimes I do lay things down right on top of that. Now the way we're going to put this together here is this piece gets adhered on there. So it needs to be fairly secure. So we're going to use tear and tape because it's going to get a lot of wear and tear on it with opening and shutting. So you see, you'll put a piece of tear and tape right on that edge. So this is the strongest adhesive. I think Stampin' Seal Plus would also work. But we're going to use the tear and tape. I'm going to put a little extra piece down there. Marge, I'm going to put the measurements for this card in the comments after the video posts. But a lot of times I'll put them in my newsletters, or I might post it on the YouTube channel. But you can always text me or message me and ask for the measurements also. But this one I'm going to put in the comments. I'll just copy and paste it for you. Now that caught on there, and now you see how that picked it up? But now we need to decorate. To me, this was too plain, so that's why we made this little piece so that it can peek up from there. Now, you don't have to do that. It is an extra little step. I think this would also be pretty if you did this in with that new By the Shore. I think that would work well for this one also. By the Bay. We'll want that to go behind there. And then we're going to put these on with dimensionals. We haven't used any dimensionals tonight. We can't let that go out too much out of the edge because it won't go in our envelope if we're not careful. Oh, I think we definitely need some Wink of Stella here to dress these up a little bit. Just some on the inside. Don't you think? A little sparkle. I always need Wink of Stella. Now, the reason I didn't put this on yet is because you have to know where it's going to go on your card. So that looks pretty good right about there, doesn't it? You don't want it to be in the wrong place. If that bothers you, you could put another piece of designer series paper there. It doesn't bother me. Now, the in color dots, I think these look real pretty with this, so we'll put some of those on here. I think they're supposed to be starry sky, but they kind of look purpley blue. And since this paper has every color, we're going to take advantage of that. So we got some little bling on there. So here's our accordion pop-up card. And it will, isn't that cute? And where's our little envelope? And then we have the matching envelope for it. So I think it's it's just a little different. And it stands up. That's what I like, is when you have a card, you can't see it like I see it, but I can see all the flowers and all the panels, and it looks so fun on, you know, when you have it sitting on your dresser. So don't worry about the measurements. I will post them in a few minutes, and then you'll be able to grab them and print them out. And you'll be able to make a card like this. Now, this is really not that different from some of those Z-fold cards that we did, but if you move this piece up higher, then it won't stand up. So the reason this needs to be down at the bottom, so that it's a standing card. If it was up higher, it wouldn't stand for you. That's the biggest difference, I think, on this. So save the date. Next Saturday, the 25th, on Crazy Crafters, we're going to do all kinds of flowers. Anything that has to do with flowers, we're going to make a card. And we haven't scheduled our times yet, but they'll be posted soon, and I'm thinking it won't start any sooner than 10 Eastern time, but I'm not sure for positive. But so look for that on our Facebook pages or in our emails. Thanks for joining me tonight. I sure appreciate you being here and leaving me a comment. And if you make a card like this, post it and let me see it. Talk to you later. Bye.